Welcome back, everybody, to the Busted Lip Podcast. My name is Mark Pavlich, away in the Rock. TJ Harstein, and our special guest today, everybody, one of my favorite guests always. He's just a great human being all around, Max Payne. Come on now, everybody.
Let's go.
Come on.
Let's
Max
go.
Payne Griffin, everybody, on the Busted Lip Podcast. And Max, you know what I want to know? I want to know one thing. You're at this point now in your career, and you're at this point where, like, when I see you win, I'm like, I'm so happy, and when I see you lose, it pisses me off to the point of no return, because I know what you have in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And we've discussed it on the last show when we used to talk about training stuff and things like that. Where do you see yourself now going? Do you have X amount of fights more in the UFC, and then you go, okay, I'm gonna do something else. What am I gonna do?
I really want to fight long as I love it. And my body allows me. I know what happens with a lot of guys, either when they get further in their career, their body starts breaking down. All of our bodies break down. But, is it a career ender? Does it not let you train as hard? Is your knee blown out so you can't grapple anymore? Can you not punch anymore? Is there stuff? We start deteriorating. So I at least want to make it for sure, as long as I don't want anything to stop me. Oh, my hand, I can't. I want stopping fighting being like a conscious effort. Like, I know what I'm done. Versus like these guys that stay and get their ass whooped fucking 10 times in a row and then they're done. So you got to find the medium. And for me, I feel good. I feel great. There's not like a timeline that I'm putting on paper as far as how I feel. I'm nowhere near stopping. Nowhere in the next few years.
Good.
Yeah, there's no like, all these guys are retiring. A lot of these guys are retiring, and that's not on my radar whatsoever. But really, I just want to keep fighting. Put these wins together. Every little loss that I've had is just some stupid shit. Like my last one with Chiesa, man. Shit, I didn't eat that whole fucking day. So like stupid mistakes that I wasn't fueled. Just the chain of events. My pancakes were cooked in a microwave that had fish in it before, and then I didn't like them, and then just the shakeout was good, but then I didn't refuel. It just shit happens, man. So when you do your best and you still lose, it's kind of shitty, but we got to be able to learn from our mistakes and keep rolling. So far as I'm concerned.
But are you regimented, Max? Are you regimented that way? Are you regimented where things have to fall like, okay, I'm doing this like this, and this is going to be like this? And then, because I see you're pretty regimented with the cold plunging and the fasting and like you are, man. You have to be so disciplined.
I have to.
And if your shit's not lined up, does that kind of mess with your brain a lot? Like when you just, like you were saying earlier about the pancakes and the fish and is that a thing for you?
Not really. We used to have. It's funny. We used to have rituals like we go to IHOP, like Marinoble. You always went to IHOP, always, or Denny's, and we got a Grand Slam every time before a fight. But then we fought in Brazil, and they don't even have Denny's. So it's like, do we lose? Do we? Is it the magic feather? Right? Do you have like these superstitions? And really, I'm such a go with the flow. I'm probably like a 2. I'm probably 2 go with the flow, even though I make shit happen.
Yeah.
But everything falls in the right place when it's supposed to. There's no coincidences. Like, there's really not. Like, timing's everything. But to make it happen, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to keep pushing. And like you said about being in the regiment and these things happen. What I do make mistakes, but what I do is fucking learn from them. Like, if you're not learning from it, that's where everyone messes up. But do you keep messing up the same way? If you get armbarred, are you get armbarred the next 4 fights? Are you a fucking idiot? So like, you're supposed
I feel
to
like you got at this point in your career too. You've had so much experience. You've had so many fights. You know who you are. You know what you need. It's like, what else is there, right? You got the blueprint there. So, it's not a bad time to make a big push and fight a lot and get as much as you can out of it, right? And you haven't taken a lot of damage either. You're not a guy that gets gets the shit kicked out of you. So you're doing okay in that sense. So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Mark was telling me about fasting earlier. Is that something that you do religiously, like long fasts? Because I got in and out with that stuff, and sometimes it felt like it was gonna kill me. Sometimes it felt amazing. How do you feel with that? Do you?
I, I've been here and there with it. It's interesting. I've kind of been off it, on it. This last time I was just on it, it just kind of happened. Um, yeah, I stopped eating late at night. Like I think I ate too much the day before. I had these. I don't
Mhm.
know if you guys have them, king crab tails. They're
Ooh, yeah, yeah,
super
yeah,
like delicacy. Like they don't have them anywhere.
yeah.
Anyway, my buddy John got me some, and we had that and pasta and all this. And I was so full. I was like,
Just loaded up.
I'm not gonna eat, you know. So then
Yeah.
the next day, like I wasn't hungry. Really, I could. You want to eat breakfast? I'm not even like feel like physically not hungry, you know. And
Yeah.
then I just let it keep pushing, and why don't I do it real fast? And then I looked into the effects again. You know, heals your cells and gets the waste out of your body and turns your
Mhm.
turns your digestive system off because it's always on except
Yeah.
when it's off, right? So then all that energy that's just being diverted to everything else just goes to, oh, we could fix this, we could fix that, we could do this. So
Mhm.
I felt good, and I'm really numbers driven. So I'll speak on the numbers that I had, but I tried the fasting thing heavy probably about 4 years, maybe 5 years. This movie came out, this like vegan movie, Game Changers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
And I
saw
was
that.
like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm gonna be a vegan now. I watched it,
Yeah.
like everyone else, right?
Yeah.
But luckily, I went to the UFC Performance Institute like that next
Hmm.
few days. So I was like, hey, check my body now, do all the
Hmm.
Tell me
metabolic
what it did. Yeah.
testing. Like, so we really have data because you can say whatever the hell you want, but if you don't have data, then
Sure.
it doesn't go as far. So they did my body, and Heather and them like, are you sure you're gonna do this? They're like, don't do it because I mean, I think the fast that was on was all vegan, and then it was
Yeah.
intermittent fasting every day for a certain. She's like, you're gonna need fuel because you're a fighter. You're gonna. I'm like,
Yeah.
but on the thing they did it. Those guys, the bodybuilders. And she's like,
Yeah.
Max, trust me. Like the amount of protein and stuff you're gonna eat, like
Hmm.
trust me.
That's the
I'm
thing.
like,
Talking
I'm gonna
about
do
game
it.
changing though, how crazy is that performance center? Because I feel like when that came about, I mean, years ago now, but the thing people talk about, like even just you saying you can go there and get your body checked out, get all your stuff done, like how much of a change is that having that tool to use?
It's amazing. It's amazing. They were really like cutting edge when they first came out. I mean, they're
Hmm.
still adding all these tools, and the good thing is we do have access to that every day. We could, if you live in Vegas, you could eat there, eat breakfast there, lunch there. Probably you go to two
Wow.
That's
lunches
crazy.
and have a dinner and bring it home. Um,
Wow.
I feel
I
like
didn't even
now,
know that was a thing.
yeah, I feel like now though it got real saturated. Originally,
Hmm.
it was real tight knit. Like your team, you're in there. Some of your team. Now it's a fucking. So I don't know if I cuss on this thing, but it's
You can
such
No.
cuss all you
like
want.
it's a spectacle. Like you got like basketball players in
Yeah.
there, and then football guys, and then like guys know their girlfriends, and then like I fought Jeremiah Wells last February. Yeah,
Hmm.
last February, and he was with Joe Pfeiffer and Sean Brady and those guys. We went to the PI to go work out or
Yeah.
whatever. We couldn't work out there. They had like 50 guys. They had like 60 guys just like
Damn.
roaming around. So I mean, I'm not gonna be hitting pads or like doing my wrestling
No.
shit in there with all these eyes. I mean, now it's like everyone's a spy now. You hear all these things.
Yeah. Yeah.
They saw me. People are videoing. Like you don't know who's who. Know who's on whose team. Yeah, so we don't work out
It's
there. We don't
weird,
work
eh?
out there.
Yeah, that'll come to an end though, Max. Like like you can't be the only one saying what you're saying right now. So it'll come to an end where it'll be just UFC things, and then they'll let the few Las Vegas Raiders in there, and they'll let things like that. But
I hope
I don't
because
think it'll work
it's
that
like
way, like long term.
it's more of like a spectacle now. It was a lot more like go to PI. Now it's like they're kind of doing a lot of
Yeah.
things.
You think it's, I
But
mean, it's supposed to be the UFC Performance Center. So that's for fighters, right?
well, we have all the cool shit that everybody wants to do. You know what I mean? So and then we get
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
access. They're like, hey, oh, you want to come try it? So, but so the numbers that I did at the PI, I came back 3 months later with all my vegan, blah blah blah. My metabolism, my muscle and my fat was like similar. I felt good, but my metabolism crashed. Like in general,
Really?
at like my resting metabolic rate. So
Hmm.
average people, you see it on the back of a loaf of bread, 2,000 calories. That's like the normal for men. Women, it's about 1,500 at rest. This is like sitting
Yeah.
right here, how much you burn. Like not working out. Everyone has a
Hmm.
certain number. Mine
Yeah.
before the
Yeah.
fast was 2,700 in a day. Just resting. So it was like crazy, right? Like high.
Yeah.
And then that's on top of workouts. You add workouts. It's
Yeah.
I'm burning 3,000-4,000
Yeah. You could be
calories a
burning
day.
3,500 calories
Yeah,
a day.
yeah, easy. So but when I went back to get the metabolic, I dropped to 1,700 a day.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. So what
And did they think?
they said your stomach's your metabolism, right? You eat and then it processes that process of like burning it up and digesting. That's your
Mhm.
metabolism. That only works when you're eating. So if half the day you don't have food all the time, then my body's like, oh, you don't even need to be on that much. So my body
Yeah.
Yeah.
changed, made like adaptation. Oh, you're only eating for part of the day. We'll crank down our fireplace really because you're not eating that much. So we'll turn it down, and then
Hmm.
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So that was like a long term 3 fast, and for like 3 months, I don't know the exact number. I think it was a 16 and 8 thing, but I ate way more veggies, way more.
Yeah.
But you need meat, man. You need meat. I don't
Yeah.
care. You need
You
Especially
meat.
do,
fighting.
because I've been fasting since April 1st, and I fast 18 hours a day. But the first thing off the fast, I eat like a small piece of steak, like small, right? Small piece of steak
Yeah,
and some protein with it. And I've literally lost 20 pounds already from that since April 1st. And and it's
nice.
just from walking and exercising. But the whole thing about it is how I feel. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's not like I feel depleted. I don't feel weak. And that's the number one thing to do it correctly. And we have a dear friend of ours, Eddie Hallaby, who TJ knows really well. He's like a guru, and he lives in Dubai now. But he's the one that always is kind of educating me on the
Nice.
mathematics behind it. And he's like, when you get off that fast, man, it's so important. Don't be eating oatmeal like other people do. Like that's just
Yeah.
bad. You got to go with the fat. You got to, even if you want to eat bacon, you want to eat
Yep.
eggs, you want to eat
Yep.
whatever, but first thing off that 18-hour fast, eat that. And it's like it's made a huge difference in everything.
I
For
didn't even
sure.
feel like
Yeah.
eating. Like about
Yeah.
I think I did a 44 hour after like I didn't feel like eating in the morning, like when I first woke up,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, and then don't get me wrong, like I was looking at the food, I was looking at reels of food and shit. I was looking at different stuff, but I
Hmm.
didn't feel like eating. Like there was a moment, I don't know if I went crazy in that fast, but I was like, I probably don't need to even eat again. Like something in my mind was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even care about food. So I think that,
Do
and
you
I'm
think
a
that?
foodie,
But do you think
so
that's the problem, though? Do you think that's the problem with America and Canada now, though, with how people are obese and overweight?
oh
It's just
yeah,
boredom, man. Because
yeah,
we found out we don't really need that much food on the grand scheme of things, and we're just bored, and we're like, oh, let's just eat, right? And it seems like
yeah.
that's how it is in Canada and America, and that's why everybody's so overweight.
I got a crazy stat for you guys. Crazy stat, and this is true. And I checked this. I heard somebody say it, and I was like, I got to figure this out. The average person in America right now is fatter than the average pig in America right now. That is a real stat. And now
That's
look,
insane.
I'm not singling out America. Canada's on that same train.
Well,
Like
same.
we're doing the same. Yeah,
It's
America, but
Memorial Day.
we're doing the same thing. But that's a real thing, man. It's crazy. But
Yeah, America should tariff fast food for Canada. That would be the best thing ever
yeah,
because
please.
you better
Yeah.
throw some tariffs on those Big Macs because people are so obese in both countries, and it's like, and they want it to be popular now too. It's like body positive, right? And they're using that
Yeah.
stupid term. They're like body positive
Yeah.
my ass when you drop dead of a heart attack at 36 because
Yeah,
you
your
weigh.
body's positively fucked. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. Like you got
Some
like it's
people need to
okay.
be
People,
offended. Sometimes
yeah,
people need to be
Yeah.
offended. You're fat. Oh
Yeah.
shit. Sometimes you need that.
Yeah. You need a little motivation. You
please,
got to get
Max.
off your
Please,
ass.
Max.
Fucking-
Max, where you been, man? This is what the world needs now because
the
this is
truth
bananas.
hurts.
How
It does.
we've all accepted this bullshit of like, oh, it's body positive, and it's like, yeah, but you're 100 pounds overweight. You're gonna die of a heart attack. Like, didn't
Yeah.
anybody tell you that? Like, that's how woke you are. It's like you're so woke, you're gonna die of a heart attack.
But that's fine because that's we need people like that though. We need the sheeps and it's
Idiots.
part of it.
Yeah.
It's part of the
Yeah.
experience.
Let
Not
me write that
everyone
down.
could
Let me
be
write that down.
on
We
game.
need the sheeps. They're part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting a T-shirt, Max.
They're
I
True.
part
swear
of
to
the
God.
story.
Yeah.
You're
It's true.
we're the sheep. He goes, we're the sheep. They're
Well, you
part of
can't.
it.
I mean, you can't be a shepherd if there isn't any sheep, right? Isn't that how that
Let
goes?
me write this shit down. This
Yeah.
is too good, man. This is too good.
That's it, 100%. Max, you know what I was thinking that I was talking to a couple of people that are not in the fight world, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure you hear it all the time. I know Mark, it drives him absolutely nuts with his history and in the fight world, and talking to sort of the casuals. And I think there's a lack of understanding of how much of a difference there is in the levels of, let's say, like a regional show
Yeah.
to a big show like, I guess Bellator's kind of kicked out, but PFL, whatever, and then to the UFC. And you've been in the UFC for a long, long time now, and obviously you did the regional stuff before that. How stark of a difference do you feel there is? And I mean, even within the UFC, going from, say, the bottom 20 guys to the middle to the top, so on and so forth. How much of a legitimate jump is there in the skill of the average guy in a UFC, say, to like a regional show or something like that?
Man. it's That's a loaded question because I just went to a show the other day for
Mm-hmm.
A1 Combat over here. We have A1 Combat Prospect Series. Prospect
Yeah.
Series? It's for the amateurs. We Uriah show. But I
Yeah.
just watched it on YouTube a couple days ago, and man, they have some good amateurs. They have some guys. It's
Sure.
not like how it used to be, when we were fighting. People were fighting in jean shorts and
Yeah.
bars and shit. Um,
Yeah.
now,
It's
like
changed. But on average, though,
on average, I think the amateur guys. Cause I've been seeing some amateur stuff. They have more heart, man. A lot of them have a lot of heart. I feel like
yeah.
they're not getting paid. I mean, I know they're not getting paid, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
just wild. They just want to kill each other and reckless abandon. There's nothing on the
Yeah.
line. I mean, you're in UFC. I mean, there's money on the line. Your job's on the line. Your family's on the line. There's a lot more. There's a lot
Yep.
more into it, man. There's a lot more. There's a lot more going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Even
kind of
more
like,
so training wise though. Like let's say like I train with guys. I'm a UFC guy, right? But I train with not
Mhm.
everyone I train with is a UFC guy. A lot of them are, but some guys are newer. Hold on. Are we still going?
Yeah.
yeah, we're good.
Okay. Yeah, some guys are newer, but you just
I
got to
thought you're
be.
having a stroke. What the hell are you talking about?
No, there's
What's
a little notification came up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm getting
All
like a
good.
low device storage, but we'll see. Um, but when I go with guys, I try to learn something from the newer guys. So the amateur
Yeah.
guys, I don't go in there and just smoke them. Maybe I'm trying to work my
Yeah,
check
for
hook,
sure.
so I'm throwing only my check hook and working certain things. So for
Yeah.
me, I could use these guys to train with, as a sense for me. And one of my teammates, Saki, he just fought this last weekend, had a big knockout in 3 punches. He went out there,
Wow.
3-2-3, knocked dude out. Just boom, boom, boom. Literally, dude knocked out cold, and I hit him up. He's one of my training partners. He's big. He's probably 220, 230, big
Wow.
Japanese guy, good striking. And me and him do a lot of rounds together, and I hit him up, and I was proud of him. He's like, man, those rounds you did with me gave me real so much confidence tonight.
I
Thanks
bet.
to your
Yeah.
house.
Sure.
And he's like, he was telling me Akram when he was going out, he's like, there's no way that dude's gonna hit me hard as Max hit me. So, and
The
then they
benefit of
go
hard
out there
playing.
and kick the guy's ass.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you
Um,
think, Max, on the flip side of this whole Tom Aspinall, John Jones thing? Because if
uh,
I can't stand it's
It's
making me
about the
sick
same
to my
reaction I
stomach.
have with
Because,
it.
and my reason's different because I know John Jones erases Tom Aspinall. Like he'll erase him. And that's my opinion. Like I think he'll murder him.
he
And the
should.
funny part is, you can see how disinterested he actually is right now when he's on social media. He's literally like hanging out with Hezbollah and he's doing all this stuff. But the moral of the story is that I think it's actually helping Tom Aspinall as well because people are actually believing in their mind that he actually has a chance against John Jones. And I think he believes that too, right? And we're all going to sit around and pretend like he does as well. But the weird part is, do you think that fight will actually happen and when?
Ah. Yeah, right. Yeah, that last thing we all heard, John Jones in the pool with all those Russians having a good time, and he doesn't
Yeah.
care. And the fact that
Classic
he
John
doesn't
Jones.
care
Yeah,
should should
yeah,
show a lot. That should. It doesn't seem
Yeah.
like an act. Um,
Mm-mm.
I mean,
no, it
maybe
No,
it
he
doesn't.
doesn't
is,
care.
No.
but it doesn't seem like an act. He doesn't give a shit. Um, if they're, I don't think that Tom could talk his way into it. he'd
No.
have to he'd have to do something psychological to make Tom or to make John do it. You know what I mean? Like he has
Yes.
to
Yes.
find the magic thing from
Yeah.
20 years
Yes.
ago that he could say that's gonna piss John off to make him do
Yeah.
it because trying to scare
It
him
doesn't
into
seem like
how
it's on the
he's
table
doing
right
all this
now.
shit.
Yeah. No.
But
And
John
he's
doesn't give a shit
British.
about
That
that.
shit ain't scary. That shit
Yeah.
ain't
Yeah. Not
No.
at all.
that shit ain't
But
intimidating. Nobody.
but
You know?
have you ever seen somebody's star rise so high by not getting a fight?
Yeah.
Like,
Totally,
dude,
TJ.
that guy's
Chandler,
blowing up.
maybe Chandler.
Yeah, maybe Chandler. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started on that one.
Good
Yeah,
call. Good
totally
call.
Chandler. Yeah,
Yeah. But
totally.
yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of weird stuff with that whole fight. The whole thing doesn't make any sense to me. But it doesn't look like John gives a damn about fighting again or with
But do
him
you
or
think
anything like
do you
that.
think it got to that, Max, where he finally said, "No, I want this obscene amount of money that I deserve because if everybody calls me the GOAT and everybody puts me number
Yeah.
one and they say this, and this is where I really agree with John, where he says, $1 million isn't going to do it anymore. $2 million isn't
Yeah.
going to do it anymore. I want that King Kong money. I want that 10, $20 million payday, and then I'm going to bounce. Yeah, maybe even more than that, right? Yeah, and he deserves it, right? Because you,
A
Max,
lot of money.
Max, you said it, and I agree with you. But I'm just telling you, the UFC, they're trying to make logic of this, but they might have to eat this one. They might actually might have to take a hit on this to pay a guy that they've been calling the GOAT and the number one for all these years, and then don't want to pay him like he's the GOAT or the number one guy. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think Cyril Gann beats Tom Aspinall.
I think that's a great fight. No, that's what I said from the beginning. I was like, who has that Tom Aspinall really
Correct.
fought
Correct.
that's made everybody go, whoa, like who? He's fought some good guys, and I like Tom. I like Tom Aspinall, but man, Cyril Gann, I think would be the fight between those two. That's interesting. They're two big dudes. They're both
Hey,
athletic. They
TJ,
both throw well.
Cyril's been on this show before. Okay, he could barely speak English, and we can't speak. I can't speak French worth the shit. But when he was on this show, and we were talking about him fighting John Jones one day, and what he had in his mind and what happened when we remember we watched that fight and how badly Cyril Gann Cyril Gann was killing people. And then he went against John Jones and looked like he was in grade school. Like it was horrible. Like it was a horrible fight for Cyril Gann. That still doesn't take away that I still believe that Cyril Gann can beat Tom Aspinall.
I think it'd be a really good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
our guest cut out for a second there. We're not sure. Maybe
All
he'll
right.
be back.
It cut out.
Listen, we got bad sound with him. I don't know what it is.
No, that's okay. Cut out for a second.
Is he
You know
back?
what? We'll do a little cut. Yeah, we're all good. I'll have to do a little cut. It's showing that for some reason your device storage is full, so your recording stopped, whatever that means. So I think it means that you'd have to like delete a picture or something or a video on your phone, which is really weird. Yeah, you might be able to do it.
So
Yeah.
you're going to cut this out, TJ? And then just
Yeah. I'll cut it.
put
It's
it
fine.
together?
No worries.
Yeah.
It's strange.
See, that makes no sense. Why would he have to delete something on his phone?
I have no idea. That makes no sense. You delete some of that. You have to delete some of that OnlyFans stuff.
He's got all those ball shots from.
Yeah, you got Corey Sandhagen's ball shots all over the place. Oh man. No, that's not your fault, man. I have no idea why this platform would make you delete stuff to make it work. Let's see.
No picture, eh?
No, he's just deleting some stuff.
Oh.
Which again, I have no idea why that would make any
Would
difference.
we just bring him back in like that, like, or reintroduce it, or?
Yeah, I would just say, let's see. I think that worked. I would just say we're back.
Still low.
Yeah, it's okay. We only got a few minutes left, anyways. We can roll.
Is he squared in?
Yeah, all good. Okay, we're back. We had a little bit of a little break, a little technical break, but we are back.
Smoke
and we're
break.
talking about John Jones and Tom Aspinall.
Okay, Max. Who's your next fight? Who's your next fight?
I want to say, but he didn't. He might
say.
not sign. Huh?
Who?
I can't say. But I did get an offer. A couple days ago. So
Did anybody hear the offer?
I think I heard Joe Pfeiffer. Is that right?
no.
No.
No? I don't know. I couldn't hear. I heard it.
Who would you say?
I said an offer.
Max.
I said I had an offer.
Oh, an offer.
Who was the offer?
I can't say. I didn't sign. I said yes.
Oh, you can't say. Oh, you can't say.
They
Okay.
didn't sign. They didn't sign yet. I don't know if they're gonna sign.
Oh shit.
Oh.
I hope they sign.
When is the
Don't even have a
fight?
clue.
When is the fight for?
Clue? We have a clue?
The clue is
Well,
it's in an arena.
let's see what happens.
It's on the East
Oh
Coast.
shit! Nice. Okay. Let's see what happens. Let's hope it goes down.
East Coast.
If only you could
arena.
talk a little bit of shit.
Let's go. Yep.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I hope we get some. I do hope we get some news on that because that would be sick. I would love to watch it. You know.
Max, you still cold plunging?
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, but
Religiously, like every day.
I do it. I know. I do 4 days a week because I was getting too used to it. I would
How
get
long
in and it'd be like a hot
yeah,
tub.
nothing.
Yeah.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah.
But if you went every day, it's like a hot tub. You get in, it's like no emotion.
Yeah.
But even just one
You just
day
get used to it.
separate, oh, bro, it's like, yeah, I like that. That's what I
crazy.
need.
Yeah.
That's I need to feel that
It's moving too.
it's terrible. I need to feel that it's terrible. Otherwise, it's like
Yeah.
no big deal, you
Then
know.
it's not good.
Yeah,
100%.
it's not.
Yeah. It's not, I mean, I did the cold plunges for a bit. I hate cold showers more than I hate cold plunges. People say, do a cold
Yeah,
shower if you don't like a cold plunge. It's like, why the fuck would I not do that?
yeah.
It's, it's the worst, but either way, what are you going to do? Well, listen, Max, I do hope that we get a lot of good news coming up with this fight that you had an offer for. I can't wait to hear who that other
I love
person
it.
is, as
I
long
hate the
as they
guy,
sign
so
the
I love
fight.
it.
Oh,
You know,
good. Good.
we'll
Yeah.
see. I'd love to, but yeah, either way, we'll have to leave it there because we only have so much time on the podcast. Unfortunately, I'm sure we'll talk to you again. But if you have anything that you want to leave our audience with, anything last words, we'll leave it with you, and then we'll say goodbye, my friend.
It's cutting out. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hit like this? Do you hit like this? Do you hit like this? Hello.
Can you hear anything? Yeah, no.
All right.
We apologize,
low
everybody. This dog shit Riverside that we use on the.
Listen.
This will be the last time. I promise. Riverside, you suck balls,
Bro, motherfucker.
And I'm gonna let everybody know that because this podcast is gonna go far. It's a busted podcast with myself and TJ Harstein, my baby bro, and I refuse. Like literally, people go, "Oh, well, we try different kind of things and things we want to use and stuff." Riverside is dog shit, and we're not using it ever again. And it drives me nuts when we're doing a podcast with someone of Max's caliber, and he's struggling with it on his end.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and
ridiculous.
I can't wait to never use this system again.
Yeah.
It's like you feel like such an idiot having somebody on that's like I say that has the time restraints that somebody like Max does and anybody else that's on this podcast. And for some reason, the people that claim to be the best podcasting platform in the world
Dog shit.
are the worst, not just podcasting platform, but they might be the worst online platform I've ever used in my life.
Me too. Yeah.
Period.
Max, you want to leave us with anything?
It all cut out.
I know. I saw the fucking thing. Leave you with anything? I'd say I know it's a Canadian show, but in the U.S. it's Memorial Day. Thank you everyone for their service over here. Appreciate it. We wouldn't be here without y'all. Big fight coming up. I'll be able to announce soon. Thanks for all the support. Keep spreading light and love, baby. We gotta be good. We gotta keep pumping at that higher frequency and help each other, man. It's us against them.
Absolutely.
So let's stay together.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Max. We appreciate you being on the show again. You're fantastic. We love you. And go out there and kick some ass.
Let's go.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Peace.
That's it. Cheers, brother.
Thanks, buddy.
Cheers.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
Smokes his way out the door.
Smokes his way out, bro. That's the best. He smoked himself out. Yeah, listen, I will say this as loud and clear as possible. For a service that you have to pay a significant amount of money for, because they are apparently incredible, and according to them, some of the biggest podcasts in the world use their shit.
Not this one.
Not this one. And I can tell you right now, I would love to hear somebody else that uses this on a regular basis tell me that they don't have issues, because this is, you got to be kidding me. Every single episode we've had, one or two maybe that we've had smooth.
Yeah, and they tried to fix it, and they said to fix this and to fix that, and then it just goes back.
Yeah,
to
but
the same.
why does my guest need to delete storage off of their phone?
That's insane.
This guy's deleting videos of something that he had to video. Like, what?
No.
Give me a break, man. Absolutely ridiculous.
You're
Look,
not getting any more out of me, so it doesn't matter. You'll never hear that word out of my mouth ever again. But let's get back to the positives. TJ Harstein, double dad, dad girl,
double girl dad.
Girl dad girl, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Got the two now.
Mm-hmm.
You got Bond.
Bond.
You got Bowie.
Yeah.
And Bond is alive and well, and
She's kicking around. She is the nicest, most sweet, calm, cool, collected baby I have ever seen in my life. And I'm around babies a fair amount because our friends have kids. Sure. Bowie, was a good baby, but if you're a dad, you understand the difference between a good baby and one that's not as, and this thing is like, you don't want to use the word good or bad, but there's difficult babies because they have things like colic and so on and blah, blah, blah. And they cry a lot or they shit too much or whatever. Or they get reflux and they puke all their milk out every 10 seconds. Those things are challenging for parents. I'm telling you. And you almost want to knock on wood, but like Bond, she's out cold. She's eating. She's out cold. She's eating. She's shitting. She's out cold. She's eating. Easy. Bowie, on the other hand, my 2.5-year-old, she just decided, hey, listen, this week I'm going to put you through the most stressful time of your parenting life. Yeah. Just because why wouldn't I test you right now? So correct. It's been an interesting week, but happy. Family's doing really, really good. Darby, my beautiful, incredible, powerful, talented superstar of a wife, has been the best mom to my baby girl Bond, and she's been taking care of her while I've had to focus on our 2.5-year-old because of some challenges we've had with her. And she's taken the entire brunt of it. She had a C-section. She was up and cruising a couple hours later. She doesn't complain. She doesn't say a damn thing. She's just taking care of our kid, which is all you can ask for. So it's
it's official though. You're like, this is like Navy SEALs Hell Week. This is like
Well, our great friend Marcus Grod, who I have another podcast which is on hiatus right now because he became a new dad. That said very publicly, and this is now, first of all, thank you, Marcus, for your service as well, because he is a Marine as well. Now he went through Marine Special Operations training and sniper school, right? And this is a guy that's like, Marcus, he's quiet. He doesn't complain about anything. He's extremely athletic, professional soccer player, ex-professional soccer player. Marine Special Operations, all that sort of stuff. Going through the Special Operations training and getting his, passing all of those things, all of those drills they have to do, the swimming, the like 5 days of insane missions they have to do. Yep. That was easier for him than dealing with a newborn baby. Yeah. And that is some real shit, man.
You know what's funny? I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday.
Yeah.
But I can remember having my children. And I can remember the sleep deprivation wasn't just sleep deprivation. There was this thing about the child being okay.
Yes.
And this was some kind of psychological shitstorm that I never thought I would face.
Yeah.
That I'm literally like, first of all, sleep deprivation is one thing. I can deal with that. It was the pounding of the constant checking on the child if they're okay.
Is their chest moving?
Yes, correct.
Are they breathing?
This is something that people don't talk about. It's the sleep, but then you mix in the sleep deprivation, not being on a proper diet, not extra in your regular routine, and now it just shifts people in a whole different direction. And I'm telling you, man, I empathize with all parents that are going through this because I remember it. I remember it like yesterday, and it's literally like I was in this tunnel, It was
crazy.
just never-ending tunnel, and then all of a sudden they turn 2, 3, 4, 5, and then all of a sudden you're at your son's wedding. It's like
yeah.
Isn't
that crazy?
This went by so fast. I mean, I have a picture of your daughter sitting in my lap when she's about like maybe a year and change old.
If that, yeah.
And I'm looking now, and she's like talking and walking around, and I'm like, what the hell happened, man?
Crazy.
Like this is bananas, man.
Well,
and it's like, this is the world we live in. And it's like, listen, man, I'm not going to preach to anybody, but I really wish people would slow down for 1 second in time and maybe put your phone down and look around because you will miss it.
You know what's funny? So to give a little insight of why it's been such a challenging week, our daughter became very sick the day that we took Bond home. So Bowie, our older little girl, who's 2 years and 8 months old, 2 years and 9 months old. She became quite sick when we got home with Bond. So now you talked about that, looking over to see if their chest is moving, a newborn baby, because you talk about SIDS and things like that, which is sudden infant death syndrome, which is scary. You're always wondering if they're all right. They're having a nap and you're like, she's too quiet. I'm going to shake her. And then you don't shake her, but you can like disturb her. And then you end up doing this thing where you piss off a perfectly calm baby just to see if they're okay. And then you're dealing with a crying baby. Silly thing, right? We're not doing that as much as our second child. So we're a lot more calm with Bond than we were with Bowie, but still you're worried about that. Now you bring home a newborn baby, 2 days old, and then your 2.5-year-old we've been trying to pump her up for the past 4 or 5 months to have a little sister, right? Because you want that to be a positive experience.
Yeah.
You want them to feel like they're a part of the experience, and it's really for them too, because 2.5-year-old doesn't understand complex emotions and things like that. So all you want is for that thing to be positive, that time when they meet their sister. So now you bring home a two-day-old to a toddler who's extremely excited to have this baby in the house, who knows it's her little sister, who knows she's supposed to take care of her and wants to hold her and feed her and all these things, and she's not allowed. And trying to mitigate the emotions of the 2.5-year-old mixed with trying to help my wife properly because she's still recovering from a major surgery, mixed with being worried about my newborn's health, like all of that stuff. And I was sitting in the hospital today with a couple hours before our podcast, actually. I'm sitting in the hospital with my toddler, and because she had to go to emergency last night in the morning. And, she has this terrible throat infection going on right now. It's really rough. She can't eat, all that sort of stuff. Boo-hoo. But anyways, I'm sitting with her, and I'm in the room that you sort of sit waiting for the doctor, right? And she passes out in my arms. And she falls asleep in my arms almost every night, something I value very much. It's very precious to me. So she's sleeping in my arms, and it's a stressful day, right? I haven't slept at all, not at all, for the past 48 hours. Which is, I'm not going to cry about it. I got a kid, man. That's what I signed up for. So you're not going to hear me bitch about it. But either way, I haven't slept. So I'm sitting there and I'm like holding on to her and I'm kind of rocking her, and this woman starts walking down the hall, and my room is like facing down the hallway. So when they can see me all the way down the hall. This lady turns down the hall. She's walking down the hall, nurse. And she's looking at me. She's got this smile on her face, right? And she says, she gets up close to me and she goes, I can't say I miss it because my kids are older now, but that's such a special thing. And it was so funny because I'm sitting in this chair. I'm covered in throw up, by the way. She started throwing up this morning. So I'm covered in throw up because she threw up on me in the waiting room twice. Yeah. And in the thing, she's covered in throw up. I've wrapped her in a blanket. I've cleaned her up, and she's sleeping on me. And when another parent sees a little girl sleeping on her dad, her thought is, that's so special, instead of, oh my God, that must be stressful. So even in the hardest of times, like you just said, Mark, take a step back, exit the situation, and realize just how beautiful the moments are, because you don't get that many of them. They don't last that long. Like you just look, you're a grandfather now. Yesterday, you probably felt like you had Dave,
It's nuts, man.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, I was walking with my grandson on Mother's Day with my wife, and we were at Blackhawk, my golf course, and I was showing him, I took him, and I was walking him through, showing him stuff. And I said, this is where your name is going to go. And he's looking at me like, what the hell is this old guy talking about?
Yeah.
Like, this is where your name's going to go, and this is where my name's going to go. And just get used to that. And then, I was walking him around, and he looked like he was really paying attention. He's digging this whole vibe. Mm-hmm. But we were talking, this is what it's about. Life is about this, right? It's like we're at this place now where it's like, we're at these ages where it's like, okay, Bowie's going to be married one day. It's like bananas. It's like,
crazy.
Here we go, and it's like the whole thing to me is like I don't want to be a preacher, but you got to slow down, man. You got to stop once in a while, and you got to look around, because it does pass by very quickly. And,
big time.
And unfortunately, it does, right? And
it does.
Look at the sporting world too that we're involved in so much, and it's like, 1 second you're here, the Tigers are in first place. It's like, how did that happen?
They're still in first place, yeah.
It's crazy though, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, they weren't before. No one picked them, and look at the Oilers, how they're playing right now. They
the Leafs got booted out.
Yeah. Leafs got booted out because we were, 1967. Everybody, the curse is real.
It ain't happening.
But that's what we're talking about here, and we want you to tune in every Tuesday to watch the Busted Lip podcast, and Thursdays with us on Throwback Thursdays. There was a hiatus because Mr. Harstein had another child, and he pops out these girls like no tomorrow, man.
It's tough. It's tough, when you're this. Listen, I bet 1,000, Mark.
Yes, you do. No question.
I bet 1,000.
No question. And you have a beautiful family. I'm a huge fan of everyone in it, and huge congratulations. But listen, everybody, we want you to tune in every Tuesday, every Thursday on the Busted Lip podcast. Subscribe today. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. We'll figure this out with the technical problems. We're having technical difficulties with this shit show that we've had these people that was supplying us with this service. We will go back to the original that we've always used, and we'll do it correctly. We want to thank our wonderful sponsors. Advertisers at Crystal Glass Canada, your clear choice for all your glass needs. Call 310 Glass or go to crystalglass.ca today. The best in the business, everybody. Trust me on this one. There's no question they're the best for residential, commercial, or, of course, your auto glass.
Indeed, and we don't want to forget either to follow us on all social media platforms. You can follow us at Busted Lip Podcast on all social media platforms. Likewise, you can follow my counterpart, Mark Pavelich, at Mark Pavelich on all social media platforms. And of course, yours truly, you can follow myself at TJ Harstein on all social media platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It was nice to be back on the podcast. We'll see you soon. Cheers.